Hi there, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings, and this is the reading for the Leo female in a couple's relationship. Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute here just to kind of acknowledge what I've done for this winter season. I managed to change up a few things. I vamped the logo a little bit. I actually got Aaron at Active Dynamics here. He has managed to make my intro for me, so I'm very thankful for that. He did a great job. I couldn't have done it. So thanks, Aaron, for that. I appreciate it immensely. And also to Ikson for my theme music. It's beautiful, upbeat, happy tunes. I can't get enough. I am now going to his page because it's just that great. It's all good gravy stuff. So I couldn't have revamped my winter season without these dudes around me. So I'm lucky enough to have them in my corner. So thanks, guys. Ikson, great work. Aaron, thanks again. Great work. So take care, guys. Enjoy your season. And Ikson, if you ever want a reading, just hit me up, man. Just email me. I will kick in and we'll set something up. In the meantime, take care. Have fun, you guys, and enjoy the readings. Okay, so the Leo in a couple's relationship from the winter of 2018 into the winter 2019. Okay, so North America here, we're talking about October, November, December, January, February, March. These are the months that this situation could span to. Now, we're talking about love and romance here, so we'll see what comes out. I'm going to go over 3 feminine cards, go over the general energies this female is under, and then we'll work into the scenario that's going to play out. Hopefully it'll help you in some way. Okay, so the first card, sorry about the noise, there's people, partying it up today at 11:30 in the morning. So anyway, the first card we get for the Leo female in a coupled relationship is plenty. So there's a sense here of gathering and making more, just a sense of I want more, I need more, I gotta get more, that kind of plenty. This is the energy I'm getting off of the Leo female. Now to the left we have commitment. That's interesting because if we're wanting more, we're needing more, is it more commitment from the person that we're with, our partner? So commitment is there rearing its head, okay, on the left. I'm going to leave that be, and then we'll go to the right, which is illumination. So I feel like this Leo woman is in search of something more from the relation, from the commitment she's in, and that will illuminate where she needs to go from here forward. I feel like there's a key here, enlightenment to something. Okay, we'll see where that takes us. Okay, so the first card, I take 5 different decks and we go down horizontally, then vertically, rip it all apart and see what the issues are, see if we can't get underneath and give you some solutions, move you forward. Okay, so the first card I get under the general energies here for the Leo female and the coupled is the 4 of Cups. Now this 4 of Cups here is about boredom and to the point of discontent. We are not feeling, and I feel is directly the relationship. Okay, we are bored, we are humdrum, and things are not exciting anymore, and we just have no luster for anything. Okay, and it's very unlike. I just went and did the Leo female single. Is very unlike. There's a lot of energy and vibrance this Leo female needs to come from. It's completely lost in the couple's relationship here. Okay, so something here dragging her down, and she's starting to wonder what that is. Now the next card is the 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords is about being in a stalemate, unable to make a decision forward, okay? So there's something here that is holding her back, no less, but also something that I feel if she unlocks it, it could help her propel her forward. So the next card I get is 14, the Temperance card, and that's, you know, here I feel like this is the key issue here for the Leo female in a couple. We have this woman, look at her, she's pouring light from one cup to another. What are the cups? What does this mean? One cup is a universal cup. The other cup is her cup. She's trying to take instinct in, but I feel they're going, oh no, this is not being taken in. It's not being looked at. We're just completely avoiding it altogether. So this woman is missing out on the intuitive aspects here. The universe trying to feed her, help her move forward. So I feel like the Temperance is we need to temper our lives down, because I'm getting a sense of busyness. We need to slow that down so we can see what the universe wants us to see. Because we don't have time. It's all a blur. They're showing just a big blur. You're going so fast. There's nothing here. I can't take it in. Not only that, that's stuff I'm supposed to take in, and it's a blur. What about the stuff that is supposed to be free love, from the universe? Where's that coming? It's not. It's not being seen, not being recognized, not being heard, none of it. So we have to slow down in order to do that, and that's what the Temperance is about, okay? So there's an indecision. I feel like these two cards are separated. There's an indecision here about how we feel about our relationship, but we know we're feeling humdrum. So Temperance is, we got to slow down so that we can get some input here. Because the universe, it's like, man, we can't get in there. She's just too busy. So the next card we get is the Eight of Wands, and that's the busyness. That's the stuff flying through the air. That's the love is being lost. And they're going, oh yeah, it's not being held. It's being lost. Because not only are we having a hard time getting through to her, but the partner's having a hard time getting in there. And he's not being seen clearly for what he wants either. And there's words, they're going words and actions, but they're being missed because she's not there. She's gone. Or she's too busy. Out. She's out, period. There's a discontent here, and they're trying to avoid that. I don't know. But the Eight of Wands is about all that action and activity that's really being completely missed. They're going, usually this hits us. This is the happiness that's supposed to hit us and like that arrow of love that's supposed to stab us in the back. They're going, oh no, she's gone. There's just a cloud of dust. These wands are not hitting anywhere. So we really need to slow. This was my Cancer speech about last year, but we really need to slow this one down, because she's like the Roadrunner. She's gone. All you see is a cloud of dust, and then nobody's getting through here. So that is a big hitch. Gonna slow things down. Okay, next row. Ooh, that was heavy duty. Yeah, this woman's overworked, underpaid, all of it, and not knowing that she's underpaid, or realizing that she can slow down, right? Somebody tell me it's okay to slow down. This is what's going on. So the next row, as we get into the Dreamer's Tarot, here is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about marriage, structures in a way of conventional thinking, right? Not only conventional, but traditional ways of being. A Hierophant is about marriage, and it's right under the Four Cups, and it's just stating, what are we discontent with? We're discontent with our marriage. We're bored with what's going on here. There's nothing exciting, nothing whatever. But the universe is going, we have to slow down long enough to get tackled by our partner. We're not slowing down long enough. You can't even tackle her. She's out the door. So this part of the problem is our busyness. And I think the busyness is a symptom of the boredom. So it's just a big loop that we're not seeing our way out of. So hopefully you see that. Then under the Two of Swords, that's the stalemate. Don't know what to do. Maybe there's a sense of just not wanting to make a decision either way. We're just here and that's it. We know that we're not satisfied, but we don't want to make a decision in that way. We don't want to do anything about it. Okay. So on top of that, we get the Ten of Cups, and this is interesting because Yeah, they're going, the potential here, if we do make a decision, is to be happily ever after. This is the emotionally happily ever after. And the Four of Cups is very much lacking in that. We've been drained completely of all of this stuff. Ten of Cups, you know, that's on the high end of it. That's as high as you can get in the emotional center. So this is where we want to be. If we make some decisions, we can get there, but it doesn't seem to be in the zone where we're picking up on that. Now, under the Temperance, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about turning your back and walking away. And they're going, well, that's all we see is her back. Because that's all, like, she's gone. She's not here. Sorry, I'm yelling. But they're going, yeah, that's all we see is her back. So that's the problem here. We got to slow down and focus on our relationship in order to get anything from it. So what we're doing here is we're turning our back on it, figuring that's going to solve things, but it's actually making it worse. Okay, so under the Eight of Wands, we get the Five of Pentacles, and that's feeling left out in the cold. Okay. I had to explain to me how this is being discombobulated. Okay, now what's going on here is this woman has decided to turn her back in a direction, and I don't feel it's a heavy, like, I'm shutting you out. I feel like it's an avoidance, like a habitual way that this person's dealt with emotional issues or not dealt with emotional issues by leaving and dancing around the topic. This is what's going on. So there's an emotional way here of being that this person is not matured to, and they're dealing with it as they've dealt all along. It is not serving them. In fact, the decision that they have made to busy themselves up has brought about another symptom of feeling like you're left out, when in fact it is you that is leaving, not the other person. So I hope that made sense, because I think they said it as best as I could in that way. Basically, this woman is starting to isolate herself from for the decisions that she's making in the relationship, which is to busy herself up so much that it is becoming a turning of the back to the partner. She does not see it this way. She does not recognize it this way. But this is what is going on. The partner is feeling a harsh cutoff because this woman is becoming socially adept. But in the meantime, the relationship is inept, right? So we're going from a situation where we feel like we're solving something. The Leo female in a couple, it feels like she's solving because she's busying herself in a different direction, but it's an avoidance of the one that needs to be dealt with. So that's what's going on here. And in the meantime, Five of Pentacles is the result. Feeling left out, but why are we feeling left out? If we go 2 questions into that, we'll realize that we're feeling left out because we're isolating ourselves from our partner, but we didn't realize it. But that's what's going on, and we're the only ones that can change that. So that's interesting. That is interesting. That's kind of like the opposite. You're trying to solve something and you feel like you got the answer and you're doing it and you're getting the opposite effect. And they're going, it's a lack of emotional maturity to work into that relationship. We're stunted emotionally from past issues that have never been dealt with, and we just do not feel the need. So therefore, we will not grow and gain any warmth in this area. So they're going, this is coming down to a head here. Now, okay, the Lenormand cards are here to bust up between the kind of the general energies into the love and romance. So the first card we get on the Hierophant, which is the marriage, is 20, which is the garden, which is talking about public and fame and fortune kind of thing. Not so much fortune, but fame or being out and about. Okay, being out in the world and being viewed and communication and mingling and kind of that Leo vibe of being out and being seen and intermingling with people. And that's really highly, I feel, that's satisfying for her, though it is not as satisfying now as it was in the past when things were going better. Okay, but she's not realizing the root cause here is emotional. There's a lack of willingness to go in an emotional area in the relationship to fix things. Baggage, yes, they're going baggage. This is it. We have not dealt with our baggage, therefore we are not seeing things clearly or learned from our past mistakes, right? So that is what's going on. Now, the 20 here, just to symbolize, man, we are out and about in everybody else's universe but our own, which is our home with our partner, okay? Now, the next card on the 10 of Cups, which is interesting, is 19, the Tower. And the Tower, it is not like the traditional Tower card. It is about big business, governments, things that are big and huge. It's also about safety and security, which is what I feel for this Leo female. I feel like there's a safety and security within the relationship that kind of is immature as well. I think we have a feeling, well, we got someone there. Boom. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to do. I don't need to do any work. I do not have to upkeep, you know, that kind of thing. And this is being felt by the partner highly, though nothing is being discussed. As per usual, they're going, as per usual, we don't discuss this. It's just not done. And therefore, we sit, and not only that, feeling we can fix things and everything we do seems to make it worse. This is why. Because the root cause here is not being brought up or dealt or dished out. Okay, so that Tower card there, next to the Community, we're talking about feeling safe out and amongst everybody else, but not feeling that same safety and security within the relationship. So there's starting to be a very much a crackling here of this relationship. Okay, so I feel like that's what 19 is trying to say. We got a bigger issue here. This is bigger than just the household. We're talking about a huge mansion, a tower of stuff here that we're not dealing with, not seeing clearly, and not understanding the depths of. Highly what I'm being driven is like, this is bigger than, you know, this is bigger than what we're thinking. And in fact, we just do not have the wavelength. We're not on that wavelength. So under the 8 of Cups, we have the Moon, 32, which is about illusion, you know, things that are mysterious, and, you know, could talk about intuition and psychic ability. But I get a sense here that this is, I mean, they told me flat out, we are not listening to that. We're not even hearing this. This is, I mean, locked in the trunk and muffled. We're not getting any of that. None of it. Now, 32 is also about mechanics of the universe. The universe is throwing some curveballs here, get us, and it would just kind of, I think it's just floating past our universe. We're not even seeing it. So there's an inability here, like we're turning our back. Not only are we turning it in a way that we feel we're going in a better direction, but it's actually not that better direction, right? We're in an illusion here of solving something when we're actually making it worse. So it's really frustrating to see this energetically, because how do you get through that? And they're going, well, we get through that by slowing down and listening, spending time by ourselves, listening to what throws around in our brain, because it'll spit it out. We just have to stop long enough to listen. So that's what's going on here. 32 is about instinct. We're coming in on all gears here. 8 cylinders, we're coming in and we're invading. Now, this woman is at this point, they're going, speeding herself up to the point of exhaustion, because she knows we're coming in there and she don't want to hear it. This makes no sense to us. That's what they said. This makes no sense. We need to slow down and look at what's being told here instinctively, because this is our help forward. Because at this point, we are going to crash and burn. And we are not seeing the brick wall that we're running 300 miles per hour speeding towards. This is not being seen. So we are trying to prevent the smash, the burn, the crash, the flames. We're trying to prevent that. We want to just put our hands up and go, okay, that's it. I'm slowed down. But can we, you know, they're going, can we make this happen? Can this be an agreement, right? So the next card I get on the 5 of Pentacles, which is that feeling of disappointment, right? The fact that we feel like we're attacking things in the right manner, but it's affecting us in a negative way. So we're feeling the separation stronger instead of, how do you say? Yeah, we're feeling separation stronger instead of feeling united. They're going, well, I'm not getting along with my partner and things aren't great, but I don't know what to say to them or how to deal with emotional issues that I have from my past. So I'm going to just leave and see if that'll settle things. And they're going, how does that sound when we say it to you that way? I'm going to leave because I want to get closer to my partner. Because they're going deep, deep, deep down in this woman. There's a sense here of wanting to connect. And we have a partner there to do it with, but we refuse to look at it. There's something's wrong here in the perception of where we're headed and how we're dealing. So on top of that Five of Pentacles, the feeling of being left out, which is perpetuated by the Leo female, no less. She's perpetuating this aloneness, this isolation. She is perpetuating forward and does not see the link. They're going, we're going to show her. We'll have patience. Now, next one. The 11 is the broom is on top of the Five of Pentacles. And the broom is about the struggles, strife, arguments. And we're talking out and out, bitter conversations. So there's a sense here is something coming to illuminate. Okay. We are not seeing things, and not only that, not getting full effect here. I feel like, yeah, they're going, oh yeah, we've got mirrors, and a mirror, we call it, like, we have issues that we don't want to deal with rolling around in our head. Then suddenly we'll have someone outside of us. Boom, they'll just reflect it. That's your problem, da da da. And then they'll walk away, and they may be someone close to you, or there may be someone that is just an acquaintance. Literally, someone in the lineup can say something that just cuts to the core of what your issue is. And you're like, huh. And then you kind of go off another direction, and then it's like, huh. Float off, how do you say, like water off a duck's back. But they're like, no, we need to look at these issues because these are issues that we need to change about ourselves. We need to move forward, to be more happy, be more content, and get into this zone. This 10 of Cups zone. You want to be here? This is what we're trying to give you. The answers to how to get there. But we're not listening. Okay? So that's highly the complex situation that's going on with her. Now, as we get into, we broke apart here, the bigger picture. There's a bigger effect here, butterfly or what, than what this woman feels like. I feel like there's a huge gap between the Leo female single and the Leo female coupled. Very oppressive feeling, but in a passive way, if that even makes any sense. There's an oppression here that is put upon her by her, and it isolates her in every relationship she has on top of that. So it's a very weird situation, but nonetheless needing to become forced. So we need to illuminate this to go on so we can see it and now start to brew about it. What are we going to do? How are we going to deal? I don't know, but this is the scenario, and boom. We need to get it smacked in our face, and then we need to sit with it. So they're going, the winter, can we please slow down? They're going under 40K here. It's like we're in a work zone. They're going 30, 20, we're not even going to see 20. But can we get 40 instead of 150? Like, let's just cut this down so that we can, it's like we're drowning and we have no penchant for air. It's like we're drowning, going down, but air, who needs it? This is this thing, but it's like, no, we don't understand. There's an end point here. There's an end point here, and they're going, that's what we need to take into account. Because for some, I mean, this is it, right? If we're not in the right way, we need to move. So that's the energy that's backing me here. So the longer we put that off, the harder it's going to be. Now, into the romance area, we have 20, which is judgment, which is the universe gone. Toot toot. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? No. Toot toot. Can you hear me? They're still trying. That's the patience they got, right? To keep going. They're going to keep spitting it out. But the publicity that we're getting or maybe even the attention, right? Because that's the Leo's angle, is I need attention. I'm not getting it at home, so get it outside. We're still being sprung by that, but that's an artificial sense of satisfaction. They're running on fumes here. Another one. I said that before. They're running on fumes, and we need to go inside our mind, slow down, get inside our mind. These are not fumes. This is where you fill the tank up. And the universe is trying to tell you how to do that. And that's that judgment card. They're coming down to give you another chance here to make it right, to get the signals, feel the flags, read them, and then do something about it. So anyway, I'm feeling like the universe really going, girl, we got to get moving here. We know where we sit. We have to make decisions based on that. We can't just sit in compliance when we're not happy. That is not our goal. We want to be happy. Our life needs to be happy. We are not happy. Why are we not admitting this to ourselves? We can't pretend any longer. Okay, so 19 on the big business and government and bigger picture, right? And also about boundaries and feeling solid and stable, we get the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about, man, he comes in there on all barrels. He comes roaring in there. He slices heads off and away he goes. He makes drastic cuts and changes, and those are the things that are going to happen. Now, you may have an energy, an air energy partner. So this may be your partner, okay? Or someone in that way. So we're talking air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or these may be one of the people that are going to be screaming out in your direction, that you're going to be like, kind of what? You know, like, wait a minute, I didn't ask for this. But they're going, no, we're not asking. We're beyond asking at this point, because we've pushed, we've shoved, we kicked. Now we got to start booting people because we're not listening. Just not listening. I'm repeating, but that's what they're going. Now, 32 on the instinct and the intuition. Is this her as well? What's going on? Then we have the 10 of Canes. Okay, so this is interesting. So the 10 of Canes is about, we have to make reference here to a 10. Because a 10 is about completions. And Wands is about fire, action, energy. So when we're next to the Knight of Swords, that 10 means a whole other world of things when it's nice next to that Knight, because that Knight is in there to shut things down, cut things out, and the 10 of Wands is the fiery action to do it. You know, they're both holding that action with great passion. And the 10 of Wands, even though in this deck I mean it to mean, or I have it to mean, that we are going to put our best foot forward to impress someone, I feel like that's what this Leo female is doing. But they're suppressing their own personality in the meantime. They are putting their best foot forward for their partner, and that's that mask, right? There's so many of us wearing this. I mean, I do some days as well, but you have to realize who you are in the relationship in order to rise above it. And I feel here you are putting on your best, which is false front. And you cannot, they're going, you cannot keep this, too exhausting. They're going, when is she going to run out of energy and just fall flat? And they're going, it's not going to be long. We cannot fool ourselves anymore. We are just going to really start to get physically sick, and things are going to deteriorate to degrees that we can't get it back. Do we want this? No. Then we need to listen to what our instincts are telling us, because we have all the answers. We just won't sit long enough to hear us out. She won't sit long enough to hear us out. Now, on top of the, I know I'm repeating myself, but this is, they're just flushing it through. They're going, we need people to hear this, because this may be the only time they will hear it. Sitting for 5-10 minutes and getting it through. Now, so on the broom, and that's the struggles and strife, is the 3, which is interesting, because this is a huge dichotomy. Now we have the 3 of Wands, which is the marriage, stability, engagement card. I want a deeper, more meaningful thing with you. I want to be better with you. I want to be deeper with you. That's what that 3 of Canes means. Now, it's on top of the broom, which is, this is what we want, but we are creating havoc in the process, and we're not getting what we want. All these things are flying, and we're not getting to the root cause here. So it seems like the more you try to get what you want, the more it eludes you, or it's slipping out of your grasp type thing. Like a real huge inability to want to see anything, and emotional, and they're going, it's all emotional. We do not deal emotionally with people. This is the problem. This is why we're in the fix we're in. We have not let our emotions in. We need to let them back in. They're going, introduce yourself, because it's been a while. And anyway, so you do that, and you go, welcome in, because I need to feel something. And they're going, this is where this Leo woman sits. She has to introduce herself to her feelings, because this will make her life better and help her move forward. And until we do that, we will never ever, no matter what partner we have, no matter if it's the perfect romance novel dude with the long hair. I'm not for long hair, but whatever. If that's the thing, it don't matter. It'll be in your face, and you can't feel emotions, man. You just can't feel emotions, and you're not going to be emotionally satisfied. So we have to turn that light switch back on, jump into our emotional zone. They're going, put our diapers on and start waddling, because we got to get through the next round, or we put our training pants on, and then we get into our underwear. I was going to say my panties, but anyway, this is the process. Sorry, I'm not usually that graphic, but this is the they want us to walk through here, and it's not happening. So a little bit of a spanking the universe trying to get through here. But nonetheless, a feeling of frustration that's highly, man, we're just not seeing it. So I'm going to go into the sex side here and see. Okay, so the 5 of Cups is on top of the Judgment. And that's the thinking, right? And they're going, this is the past. This is all our baggage. This is where it sits. This is what we're telling her to deal with. She won't deal. This is what's going on. So the baggage is there. That's the universe wants you to deal with that. So go through your past relationships, autopsy. Because I'll tell you, when you do that, and they're going, enough time has passed here, we can deal with this. Without, they're going, well, there's no emotional center, but we need to click that back on, and we need to start. If we need to cry, we need to start crying. If we need to weep and feel sorrow, we need to do that. They said, we don't care who it was about. We need to do that now to save ourselves. So next card on the, man, the Knight of Swords is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so there's, this is obviously a romantic partner. So this is your partner coming in, trying to straighten things up, trying to wake you up, get things moving, shake it around, like, you know, jostle him a bit, rip him out. Is that better? Can I see straight now? He is trying to come in with his love cup and snap you out of it. Bring on the emotions, because I'm gonna make it happen. That's what it is. And it may also, you know, it's like it can split that energy. It can also be those mirrors outside of us in our social circle slapping us in the face. But we need to look at that. We can't sweep that under the rug. But the romantic partner here, he's hip to what's going on, and he's looking to fire it back up. Fire back up. They're going, we never had it. We never had it. We need to bring it on. There's an instinct here, and the partner is keying into this on a certain level. So the 10 of Canes, and that's that mask that she's wearing. I'm going to be who they want me to be, because that keeps things happy, but she's not happy, so what's the point? And they're going, yeah, we need to cut through that mask, figure out who we are, and come forward with that, and then just start bringing on the emotions and dealing with that from the past. So on top of the 10 of Canes, right, is the 6 of Swords, and that is the, I'm in the bedroom, but I'm not here mentally. So we have an emotional issue where that's completely checked out. Now we have a mental issue in the bedroom where we're intimate, where the men can open and absorb and exchange on that deeper level that she's wanting, she's tuned out. She not getting anything out of it. Just get it done. It may not be that harsh, but you know what I mean? We're tuning out mentally. We're thinking of other things, and they're going, well, she's so busy she could be thinking about, you know, up to 1 million things. There's tons of things that our brain can go to. And again, that's another reason to slow it down. Slow it down so when we have these moments with the partner, we can enjoy it more. Our head is not scheduling the next 10 minutes or whatever, half an hour or down the road, where we can be in the moment with our partner. The next card we get, wow, is Judgment. Okay, I gotta make this 2 Judgment cards. That's the end of the road here. Because once you get the Judgment, you get the World card, and that is completion. Judgment is just before the completion. Now, the energy they're sending me is we got to watch our step here, because we could have an ending here as well. And this is what's going on here. The Judgment is coming in on top of the I need more card, but they're going, well, we have to contribute in order to get more, and we're not doing that, so we are going to lose it if we do not make changes. And we'd rather you face us to make those changes rather than having to. And they're going, the universe does not stab you in the back. The universe is trying to illuminate what needs to be worked on here. It is us walking away while we're given the answers to the test, and they're just dropped. You know, we completely lose that whole sector. It's like that whole part of life gets taken out. The happiness, all the things that we're yearning for. And I feel like the Leo female, she's sitting there going, I want more, I need more. She's dreaming, and this is what I want, this is what I want. But in the meantime, not looking what I can do to accomplish that. And in fact, in the wrong area, jumping into an area where we're doing the wrong things is creating the exact opposite effect of what we're doing. But we're not stopping long enough to take note of that. We're not logging it in. It's like, okay, I had 50% yesterday. Now it's down to 25. Wait, that's a deficit. What am I doing? I'm supposed to gain here. I'm supposed to be at 75%, not 20. What's going on? It's not stopping long enough to register that in at all. So therefore, does it not exist? They're going, not in our world. It does exist, and we have to face it, or we will be at 0, and we can continue to take away. We just have to deal with life. That's it. We have to deal with life. And what is it? It is not as hard as this person is fleeing. It's like they're fleeing from justice. But really, what they are fleeing from is their dreams. They're unwilling to face reality because their dream time is better than the reality, but they do not want to do anything proactive to change that out of fear of what? Fear of being happy. Makes no sense to us. So there's a really twisting of things that are being just completely disjointed here. Like I said, she's going off in a direction, man. It's not. They're just not long enough. They're going, man, if she's going to be logic, she's got logic here. We can use that. But if we're busied up every minute of the day, we do not have time to schedule in an appointment to figure out that we're going from a 50 to 25 instead of 50 to 75% happy. What's going on? We are now unhappy. We need to deal with that. But so I feel like I'm just smack. You know, like I feel like but they're going, how do we get through? We're not sure we will. But there will be situations that come, and they're going, Tower is kind of in an essence here. This is bigger than we are looking, than we are seeing, than we are feeling. And we need to introduce emotions back. That is the first step. We need to get real with our emotions. We need to look in the past at our relationships that we had before the one we're in now, because we have looped and we will loop, and it will happen quicker, faster. So if we get shoved out of this relationship because we're not emotionally invested, we're emotionally unavailable, and we go to look for another partner, expect that to be, I've heard this one, expect that to be more challenging and harder to deal with until we learn that we are part of that way forward. We have to change certain things about our way that we're dealing in it. So until we look at the past and see what we did wrong there, we cannot move forward, not only in this relationship or any other after. Because if we do not fix this or repair this, there will be no interest to do any in the future, or because it's more challenging. So if we give up on this and we move forward to something that's more challenging, well, we're not going to even step foot in the room. You go, oh no, see, no, I don't want no part of that. That kind of thing. It becomes a barrier, and therefore that is the happiness that gets lost. So we have to dig in our heels, and we just have to open that emotional center, get back in our emotions, realize what hurt us in the past, feel it emotionally, let it out, and then realize how we are repeating this cycle in the present, creating exactly what we don't want is what they're doing. They're saying we are creating that by avoiding it. We are creating exactly what we fear, and worst nightmare, boom, there it is. They're going, that's the end result if we do not deal with this. Okay, I think we're done. We're done with that. So I'm gonna, you know what? I don't feel a need to go over. Do we have to? They're going, yes, we should. Okay. I'm gonna go over vertically. Okay, again, but this is gonna be quick because I don't want to feel like I'm just repeating myself here, like really badly. But anyway, like I'm stuck in a loop, and they're going, that's what it is. It's stuck in a loop, and we just do not. We're not getting dizzy. They're going, we're not getting dizzy. We've got a huge stamina for running in circles, but we're not ready. We're not ready or willing. They're going, oh, she could be ready. She has to prepare herself, but she could be ready, but it's not happening. Okay, so the 4 cups, that's the discontent. That's the feeling. I want more. I need more. The plenty. Where is my plenty? They're going, it can be here, but we have to be invested. Okay. The next card, Hierophant, the marriage. I'm feeling discontent. Where? In the marriage. 20, social circles. What am I doing about it? I'm getting out. I'm going out and doing stuff in social circles. And though that is appeasing me, they're going, truly, we understand that this is not helping. We understand this because we've been told directly. We also understand this because we feel it emotionally, but we will have none of that. They're going, that will be put aside, right? So that is that. Now, 20, we end up on the romance side. That's the Judgment. That is the universe calling out to her, trying to give her intuitive nudges to run to. They are screaming at her, and this is what, is unheard. And then we end up on the 5 of Cups, and they're going, we need to look at our past relationships and put that away. We need to deal with it emotionally. That will help us move forward. 1, look at it, feel the feelings we felt, and if possible, deal with the person that we dealt. If there is stuff left unsaid, it needs to be said, and if not, we can write it in a letter and burn it. There, the universe has heard it, and in a sense, you will feel a sense of freedom from that. You put it in a letter. You do not have to send it if you do not want to, or you're not prepared, or you're not ready. You just write it in a letter, you get it off, and you burn it. Or whatever. Throw it in the blender. That's what you're doing. Whatever your thing is. I'm thinking just fire energy, burn the sucker. Get rid of it and let it go, right? So that's what they're doing. Man, there's a lot. My cheeks are red and hot. There's a lot of energy here that needs to be refocused. And though, yeah, okay, I've heard it. So, second line, 2 of Swords. The stalemate, not wanting to make a decision. I don't want to change things for fear it might go bad. Well, honey, it's going bad. It's going there. 150. We're doing 150 and, brick wall. That's what's going on here. So the 2 of Swords is really the situation that we have to break. That's That's the mode we have to get out of. We have to get out of not making a decision because we're feeling unhappy. We have to make a decision about that, what we need to do about that, and we need to go forward with that. So on top of the Two of Swords, we have the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is that happy life. That's the life you want to make. That's the life you want to build. That's the life you dream of. But we are indecisive, so that keeps that at bay. Until we make a decision, we cannot be happy. That will always elude us. Okay, that's what they're saying. Ten of Cups, 19, that's that, the Tower, but it's talking about boundaries. So there's something here to do with boundaries that we have for ourselves, that we put upon others in the relationship, all of that. That all has to be looked at. What are the boundaries I set for myself? What are the boundaries my partner has? And how does that apply to my happiness or non-happiness? Does this make sense or not? What's going on? This has to be applied. And also to the past, right? They're going, don't forget about the past and boundaries. What boundaries did we have then? How have we changed from then to now? They're going, that's the big one. Because after the relationship, there was a shutdown. That's where we shut down our emotions. Therefore, we will never ever get happy again till we open that back up. We got to open that back up. There's a floodgate of emotion that's coming in. That's what we're avoiding, is that emotional, having to develop that emotional point of view where we can deal with that. And that's the emotional immaturity, right? Because we're avoiding everything. We don't want to deal with it. That's emotional immaturity. Now, we go in there and we deal with that situation, feel those feelings, go through the visuals, whatever, all those trigger points, let them wash over you, feel the emotions that they make you feel, and release the weight. Because there are sandbags upon sandbags. They're going, we can't even see our eyes. It's so high. And it's just completely harnessing you down emotionally. That's where we shut it off. We start to lift those bags, right? We start to feel the emotions, feelings. We feel lighter, unburdened, and we start to, there's a sense of happiness that kind of floods in there. It fills that gap. Well, what the hell was that? I think I was happy that day, genuinely. You mean authentically? Yes, I was feeling authentic. That's what can replace this bitter resentment, all the stuff that is kind of brewed over time in a bad way or whatever way. And they're going, no, it wasn't good. It's not good. When we don't deal, we just, it festers. So la-da-da, in walks the in walks the Knight of Swords, right? Here he is. He's going to shake things up, move his shaker. So that's a partner. If he's not an air sign, he's got air elements, or he acts like an air. He's a thinker. He likes to be, likes things planned out, but at the same time, he's a mover and a shaker as well. And he comes in and he stirs things up real quick. And I feel like on a romantic level, this man is trying to, I don't want to say attack is not the right word. He's trying to revive you. She's got no air. Bring some air into her. Boom. He's trying to do this on a romantic level. That's where he comes in. He doesn't quite know what to do in the conversation piece. He's not a conversation. Even though air signs can be highly this, I feel an inept with this man that is attached here that I'm getting the essence from. Feeling like I don't know what to say. I don't know. So it's in the bedroom where he turns it on. That's where he's going to show. That's where you're going to see that inching towards you, or that giving, or the what do you call that? The compensation? No. The compassion and all that, it's coming out in the bedroom because he doesn't quite know with words how to deal with it. So he's going to work a different angle in the bedroom where it's one-on-one touch and da-da-da. Things are going to happen there. Now, on top of that is the Ace of Cups, which is, yeah, there's some moments here. He's trying to really turn it on. He's giving it all he's got. The Ace of Cups, man, that's everything you're giving to that other person. Everything you got on an emotional level. Okay, so the next line we get the Temperance, and that's about her tempering her life, her duties, everything that busies her up enough that she's not listening to her instinct. That's the tempering that we need. We need her to slow down. So on top of that, we get the Eight of Cups, and she is really turning her back on everything. They're going, it's not just us. spiritually or instinctively. They're going, she's turned her back on everything. She's isolated herself to a degree she doesn't understand what's going on. Then on top of that, we get the 32, which is the moon, which is about secrets, intuition. Again, talking about that connection. The universe going, well, we're going to figure this out, whether she's involved or not, because she can check out, but the universe is going to keep moving, and situations around her are going to swirl and swivel. And if she's not tapped in, she's got no grounding rod here. So on top of that, we get the 10 of Wands, which is, again, a sense of a mask here, but also a sense of wanting to put our best foot forward. Now, she may just, something may strike her here. The universe may swirl some mist around her and she starts to see things and go, wait a minute, starts to wake up here. So then she starts to put a little effort in, and that's that. Now it's a 10, so we got to be aware of that. Usually this best foot forward thing is usually the beginning of a relationship. I see when I see this card. Now I'm looking at the 10 as an ending, if we don't, type thing. So on top of that, we get in the bedroom. It's just not she's not tapping in on all levels there, and it's being felt because we got a partner here that's trying to look her in the eye. It's not happening. She's off looking, anywhere but. So the partner's feeling it because the partner's connecting in the bedroom. That's where he is feeling, how do you say? That's where he's feeling he can make a difference, but he's starting to see that it's not working. So he will be making the decision, if you do not, to change. Okay? So the 8 of Wands here, that's fast, furious communications, can be arrows of love, can be travel by air, long distance travel. But I'm seeing it as communication coming in and quick, and I feel it's for the Leo female, but I feel it's from her social circles. So being busied up with that, everything that's around her, right? Not necessarily communication with the partner at all. I don't feel that in that way. Maybe, hey, how's it, superficial. But we're not talking about any issues at all. And certainly not talking about emotions, how you feel. That's no. You don't go there. So this is part of that, illuminating that. Then on top of that is the 5 of Pentacles, right? Because all that busyness outside of us is really making us feel isolated by our partner, but we are in control of that. So on top of that, we have the birch and the broom. And that is about sharp, quick communication that comes and slaps you in the face. And it's like shocking, but at the same time, I'm getting a sense here it needs to be said because it needs to be heard. Because we're not listening, right? It's like 8 times I think I said that. So the birch, the broom, right? On top of that is the 3 of Wands, and that's that we want more from a relationship. We want the next step. We want the next level. This is not sufficing at all. So the judgment here is, if we do not take matters into our own hands, I am channeling here, it will be done for us, and not in a way that is in any way pleasant. In fact, might be somewhat embarrassing. So we need to look at our life, because this is it needs to change, and we need to change. And if we refuse to do so, things will change around us, and we will be isolated one more step further, and continue to do so as things happen. So this is really harsh, man. I'm sorry, but sometimes they get in there and I'm just talking and it's like, holy, we just said that. And they're like, no, this woman is not listening. And for some reason, I get the feeling that somebody's going to watch this that's just not getting it in any other circles, or not listening. Or, it's like sometimes you can hear it from everyone around you, but a complete stranger can come in and say the same thing, and then suddenly you get it. It's kind of like that. And they're going, this is dire, and it's going to change. And with or without the cooperation of the Leo female in the relationship, it will change. They're going to make note of that. And they go, we're done here. It's kind of like this. Well, they don't get frustrated, first off, but it's like this is the sternest level we're at. We've said our piece. Now, you know, shit's gonna hit. That's basically what I'm getting. Woo! So again, don't kill the messenger, man. I'm just the bearer of some news here that apparently is not. I mean, it's not the Inquirer here. We're not going off front page news. This is stuff that's in the history books, right? So we just need to deal with a lot of the past stuff. So overviewing, wow. First card, the plenty. That's what we want more. We want more of stuff that we're not getting. So that is first and foremost in our mind. We want to get more, and we just not really thinking about the mechanics involved or what we have to do. We're thinking about what, but what do we have to do to get it? We don't know. There's a disconnect there. And then on the left, we have the commitment. It's just really highlighting the fact that, yeah, this is a commitment, and this is something I'm not getting what I need from, and da-da-da. And then on top of that, that's the illumination. It's like, you will be illuminated, again, with or without your participation, but we prefer it with, because it will go a lot smoother, and it will be a lot more helpful, and it will be a lot more happier if we, what's the word? Like intermingle and, you know, work together, basically. Yeah, if we contribute, it will be happier and more just, and just a lot more pleasant. We've gone to a point here where things are not going to be smooth, but they can be content. We can be content with where things sit. But again, kind of like a deadline I'm feeling, right? Going, okay, we got to whip this one into shape. That's it. So, sorry again. Leo female, man. There was a few readings. I can't remember if it was single or couple. I think it might have been single. The single, man, she's just flying right in her power. For the couple, she's lost her power. She needs to go back and find it. How do you do that? You dissect the relationships you have. Relationships are in your life to highlight the lessons you need to learn. They're the closest ones there. They're going to mirror what you need to learn in a high degree. If we cannot deal with this, we are not going to be dealing, and we are getting to a point where we are not dealing properly in any direction whatsoever. So, for the Leo female in a coupled relationship, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Stay safe, and you know, I'm just gonna send you guys a burst of energy and pump you guys up so you're seeing clearly through the fog. It's like there's a fog here, and we just don't care to see the landscape. We just, yeah, I'll stay in the fog. That's the sense I get. So that's not, they're going, you know, this is the life we're meant to lead, is what we dream about, and we can get there if we try. But we can also get the worst part of it if we do not try and stay stuck, right? So we want to open that. They're going, we want to open that door, and we're going to open it, whether we kick it open or, you know, or you help us unlock it and unchain it and unbolt it. You know, that's that kind of thing. And that all has to do with the root, man, is that emotional center. We got to open that back up. And I mean, I'm no stranger to that, because you get hurt sometimes. You got to shut her down. It's time to open it back up. It's safe. We need to do that now. If we do not do that now, we will not have any safety again. That kind of thing. So, I'm done here. For the female, take care over the season. Again, I'm a messenger, but that's a lot to deal with. But hopefully it just kind of ping, opens up something and makes you see clearly where you need to go. So take care. Have fun.